Welcome to your practice today, which is a leg stretching, a lower back release, a low to the ground yoga practice. So we are going to just simply start by laying onto our backs and bring the knees into the chest. So get comfortable. You might have a blanket or a block next to you as well. So we'll just come right down onto our backs and bring the knees into the chest. Maybe the hands are underneath the knees. Maybe the hands are below the knees. Find a good spot for your legs where you feel comfortable. So this is certainly an active stretching yoga class. It's not yin yoga that I have certainly a whole lot of classes too here on our channel, but let's do some active leg, lower back stretching and releasing with yoga poses today. So we'll start with upward facing child's pose. And we'll take another 3 breaths here, just kind of getting the sacrum down, and maybe start to see if we can start to maybe even lift the lower back slightly off the mat, which is just like a normal blueprint lordosis stretch. We hold it right there for 1 more breath, getting our sacrum down, grounding the femurs all the way in. And then we'll take the right knee in and releasing the left leg all the way forward and holding knee to chest active. You can spread the toes. You can release your left leg forward and bring your right knee into the chest. Shoulder blades down onto your mat. Might even press your head a little bit and adjust, and feeling that sacrum also strongly down onto your yoga mat or wherever you are. We don't really need a mat for this practice because there's no traction, no standing, no down dogs. A few more breaths here. Pull the toes in, spread them, activate the leg muscles, the core, and then switch to the second side. Left leg in and stretch the right leg forward, plugging that left knee in towards the chest. Checking in with hip flexors. Checking in with the femur, checking in with the mobility into the lower back. And we'll stay right here. Check in to see that shoulder blades are down on the back and that the head is down. Give ourselves a few breaths right here. One more breath. And then slowly bring the knees into the chest. And we'll keep the right leg in and extend the right leg up towards the sky. This is where you might bring a strap in or a scarf in, and maybe you hook your hands up around your foot, or maybe you hook it around your ankle or anywhere, maybe down by the hamstrings. Kind of see if you can find the belly of the hamstrings, and then see if you can extend all the way out to the mound of the big toes. Stretching the back of the leg. Inhale and exhale, a few breaths. Taking the breath to the tighter areas, maybe into the back of that hamstring layer. And you would give it a little massage. Extending your leg. We'll stay another breath right here. And bending your knee in. Taking the same leg into a half happy baby. So your right arm inside the right leg and your right hand outside of your right foot. And really elongating out through that left leg and getting a good nice external rotation and hip awareness on the right side. Checking in with adductors, with rotators. Press the foot into the hand, hand into the foot. We'll give ourselves another 2 breaths here. And gently bring your right knee into the chest and switch sides. Left leg comes in, right leg comes forward.
And the left leg comes up to the sky. And again, some of you are going to have your hands down here on the hamstrings with me. Some of you are going to walk your hands up to the foot. We can hold our hands right here by the hamstrings and spread the toes and hug the toes in towards the foot and spread them and activate the muscles. And just really focusing on the back of the whole left hamstring group and probably all the way up in towards the calf as well. And extending your right leg forward. And we'll give ourselves a few breaths right here, pressing the feet away from the midline and hugging them in at the same time. So just get that nice traction of extending out and hugging back in. We'll stay another breath here. And then gently taking the left knee into the chest and take the arm inside the leg and hand outside the foot for happy baby pose, half happy baby pose. Your right hand can come to your right quad. Giving yourself that nice external rotation on your left hip, femur, adductors. We'll stay another 2 breaths here. Fully activation, strong muscles holding in and stretching out at the same time and getting that nice flush effect onto the muscles. And then slowly bending your knee into the chest, and then we'll extend everything out. Arms and legs opposite directions. Few breaths right here. You can pedal your toes, your feet, your ankles a little bit here, moving them about. And then taking the hands back down to the sides, bending the knees, and taking your feet flat, taking your right ankle over your left knee, and come to figure 4 with your hands around your left hamstrings. And sacrum is down. We're not trying to push the lower back into the mat. We're trying to elongate the spine and the muscles around it. So see if you can get your sacrum down and your lower back slightly lifted. That's a big kind of workout for the right hip. So see if you can also maybe push that right knee slightly forward and getting into the nitty-gritty parts of rotators on the right side. So hands can be underneath the hamstrings, like below the knee or in front below. You choose where you feel the best. If it's like too much lower back pressure, then maybe take the hands underneath the knees. But you can still karate chop your right ankle into your left knee. We'll stay 1 more breath here. And then put your left foot down, and we'll keep this side. Take the right knee over the left, and maybe this is plenty of a twist for your hips, or arms out to the side. Lift your hips, come over onto your left hip and come into twisting. Knees are crossed but ankles are not, or knees can be uncrossed too. Arms out to the side. Supine twist all the way from the hips, lower back, into each and every vertebrae. Give ourselves another breath right here. And then gently undo the legs and put your feet down flat. Take your sacrum to the mat, feet together, left ankle over the right knee. Figure 4, either stay here or bring your right leg in. Check and see what happened to your lower back. See if you can get your sacrum towards the mat, which is a nice big turn and workout for the rotators on the left side to get the sacrum down, the lower back slightly lifted. So we're not like mushing the lower back while we're stretching. Instead, we're elongating the lower back and untying knots. You can spread the toes. You can press your left ankle into your right knee and gently moving that left knee more forward as much as it's comfortable for your rotators into that left hip. We'll stay another 3 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. And take your right foot down, arms out to the side. Cross your left leg over your right, lift your hips and come over onto your right hip for supine twist. Arms out to the side. Flushing the whole waist, hip area, each and every vertebrae. Supine twist. Give ourselves another breath right here. And slowly undo the knees, and then we'll come back onto our feet and bring the sacrum down. Now we bring the block in, so either a block or maybe a rolled blanket or a thick pillow, and we'll come back to our knee to chest with a block underneath the sacrum. So sacrum is the triangle bone part at the base of your spine, so either you have it up or down or middle, and enjoy you stretching your left leg forward and your right knee into the chest. Inhale and exhale. Sacrum down, now the lower back is lifted. Now we have a little bit more opportunity to stretch into the hip flexors on the left side, iliacus area, the quad area, and getting maybe some more release if we needed to into the lower back for some more openness. We'll stay one more breath right here. And switching sides, take your left knee in, stretch your right leg forward, knee to chest. Right hip flexor, right quad. Really the whole front side on the right, lower belly, quad area. We'll stay another breath right here. And slowly release back down. Now you can stay here with your feet bent, or you can take your legs forward. Make sure that that sacrum and the block is having a good time together, and then we can take the arms over the head. You can even take them all the way over and get a full length, full body stretch with our sacrum lifted, lower belly is being lifted, and stretch and the organs in it, and just getting a nice supported lift for the sacrum. Releasing hip flexors that might be pulling on the lower back. We'll just give them a nice big stretch here. We'll stay one more breath. And slowly release and bend your knees in. Lift your block off, and we're going to come over. Bring your knees into the chest, and then we'll come all the way up and over onto the right side. We're just going to lay down and do some leg stretches, laying down onto our side. I'm going to come all the way down with my hand and my head all nicely kind of supported with each other. You can bend your right knee and take your left hand inside your left leg and hand outside the foot and come into half happy baby pose. Just a nice big stretch, and then stretch your left leg up to the sky. You can take that right leg forward if you want it a little bit more balanced work, and also coming into Anantasana, which is our side lying extension. It's like a little reminder and kind of cousin to Trikonasana. Press out through the mounts of the big toes, hamstrings, adductors, core. Maybe you take your right arm all the way down. One more breath right here. And bend your knee and take your leg all the way out and come all the way up and switch to the second side. You might roll on your mat, or you might switch like I'm doing. Take your left forearm down, bend your knees, take your right arm inside the leg, hand outside the foot, half happy baby pose, and then from there we'll extend out into our side lying, it's kind of side splits, cousin to Trikonasana, Anantasana. We can press out through the mounds of the big toes, spreading the toes, And you can come down onto your left arm with your head, full extension out through the body, and a few more breaths right here. One more breath here. And then gently take it all the way back down, and then come all the way up to a comfortable seat, please. We're going to stretch the legs forward, and I'll sit this way. You can sit sideways on your mat. We're going to take the right leg up and over and take your knee over knee for half shoelace pose. Big deal for the hip. You might take your leg inside. Right. Let's take the knee over knee if it's available for half Gomukhasana. Let's take the arms up to the sky, bring the ribs in, and come and hinge and fold forward. Maybe the hands lay on the side, maybe they come over to the ankle or the foot, and then we hinge and fold forward. Micro bend into that left knee, elbows out to the side. Releasing the lower back, releasing rotators, releasing the legs, upper body, the entire spine. We'll stay one more breath. Big inhale. And exhale. And then slowly come back up and switch sides. Take your left leg over your right, knee over knee. Take your arms up to the sky. Bring your rib cage in so that we're not pulling the body apart as we fold forward, but we'll bring it together. Hinge and fold, Uttanasana, forward fold in our knee over knee pose. Hands to either the side or maybe forward. Half Gomukhasana pose, elbows out to the side. Folding forward. Inhale and exhale. Have a little nice conversation with your outer layers of the hips, the IT band. And gently bring it all the way back up. And we'll take the legs out wide for Upavista Konasana, wide side angle. Heels down, toes up. Take your left hand down and your right arm up and over. Just a nice big side body stretch. Keep your sit bones down and then gently take it all the way up and over. Take your right hand down and your left arm up and over. And a few more breaths, and we'll do it one more each side. Maybe the forearm comes down. Take your right arm up and over. And we'll come up and over second side. Right forearm down, left arm up and over, sit bones down, long side body, stretching from the side of the waist all the way into the spine. And then from here, we can come forward with the hands. Sit bones are down, four corners of the knees are up, toes are flexed. We can bring in a block, we can bring in a pillow, we can come and hang out right here and have a nice forward fold. And maybe again, maybe we're sitting up. Maybe we're having our hands behind and sitting up. Maybe we fold forward. Take your pick. We'll take 3 breaths. And we inhale and we exhale. And we are fully active in the legs, cleaning and clearing the legs, the inner edges of the thighs, the inner knees. One more breath here. And exhale. And slowly bring your hands back in. Take your hands on the outside of the knees and bring your legs together. We'll take seated twist, Matsyendrasana, with our left foot into the right sit bone and the right leg crossing over the knee. Take your right foot flat down, sit onto the sit bones, plug yourself with a blanket if you needed to, hands out to the side. Take your left arm up, just a nice big long full side body stretch, and then your hand can come and wrap around your knee. You can take the gaze towards the back. You can take your right hand right at the base of your spine, maybe like an inch away, and twist and turn into those rotators, the IT band, the hips, the lumbar spine area. We'll stay one more breath here. And then take the gaze forward and switch sides. Maybe we'll take the legs forward in between, shake the knees out, and then take your right foot towards your
left hip, and then your left foot comes down, and then we'll find our way onto our sit bones. Take your right arm up to the sky, just with that nice long side body and a little lift on the IT band. And then take your right arm and wrap around your left leg and find your left hand behind you, like an inch or so away from your sacrum plate, from your lower back, and then the gaze can come back. Inhale and exhale. And gently take it all the way to the center, and hands behind, and then we'll take the legs all the way forward for Paschimottanasana, forward fold, taking our inner thighs wide back and apart, and our arms up to the sky. Bring the ribs all the way in, and then we hinge and fold forward. Hands can come anywhere around the legs. Pull the abdominals in, and then we'll come and hinge forward, elbows out to the side. Active stretching. Pull the belly in, elbows to the side, long spine. We'll stay another breath here. And gently make your way back up. Take your block or your pillow. You can take it the flat way or the full way, or not the full way, not this way. This is the full way, right? Or the tall way. I like to take it like the medium version. For right below the shoulder blades, above the kidneys, so it's in that upper middle back where it is a little extra tight and the least bendable. We'll lay the block there and see if we can find some good mobility in there and some good fluidity. And we can take certainly a second block for the head, or we can take the hands behind the head and we can lift ourselves up and over, elbows up to the sky, and hinge ourselves to the back and find a good place where we can lean into that block. Get maybe some spontaneous adjustments into the vertebrae, upper back opening. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. And then we'll take the hands by the head and lift ourselves up. Take the hands by the knees and come all the way up. Put the block to the side. And then we can hold on to the legs and roll down vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. And we'll come back to where we started. Forward fold with knees into the chest. Hands somewhere either underneath the knees or below. Clasp your hands however you'd like to. And then see if your sacrum can kind of descend all the way down towards the mat, and the lower back might just lift up automatically. Maybe we loosen up into that lower back so it feels nice and open and elongated and free of knots and just free and clear. We'll stay right there. One more breath. And taking the legs up to the sky. We'll continue on with the back of the legs, and then we'll come and close up the practice. So we can certainly be right here. This is a big deal to have the legs upright and flush the legs all the way together and all the way up and away, and just kind of fill them with your breath and with muscle energy. You can also come into an upward facing forward bend if you feel like that serves you. Press your head down, bring your shoulder blades underneath you, and there should be a little bit more support to lift up and over if you choose to take your legs into your upward facing forward fold. There should be no pressure onto the neck. There should be an opening for the neck, and the shoulder blades are down, the back of the head is down, the whole spine gets to stretch out, and then maybe we'll take the hands over towards the feet and kind of helping to push those feet and legs even a little bit further away. The core is engaged. Inhale and exhale. We'll stay another 2 breaths here, whether you have your legs upright into the sky or if you have your legs folded above you.
And then we roll down vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. Taking it as slow as we can. And the legs are straight up, and then for safety we bend the knees down and put the feet flat, and we'll stay here for a moment and pull the belly in. Pull the belly button into the mat so there's no space between your lower back and the mat. So we have done some extensions and flexions on the spine to loosen it up and clear it of any debris and plug in SI joints and all the different rotators into its right place. And now we're just making sure that we also have support from our lower back, lower belly, with the enhancement of pressing down in towards the mat with the lower back from the power of the lower ab powers. Let's do that. We'll hold it right here. So it's not the squeezing of the glutes, it's just the holding of the abdominals. So all the space we cleared in the lower back, we'll just power it up with some more strength by holding the belly in, relaxing the glutes, and just relying onto our belly strength right now. One more breath right here. And then we'll just release it out. And now there's an opening for the lower back and the sacrum is down. And maybe we'll stay here and knock the knees in, since this class is all about releasing legs and lower back. Then if you knock the knees together and stay here for your resting pose and just let everything fall into its right place, then maybe it feels really harmonious for the hip and lower back area. You can stay right here, and I'm going to come up and take a seat with you and close up our practice while you have a nice comfortable rest where you are at in your position. So I hope that you feel relaxed, rejuvenated, open up pathways in the legs, both the front, the back, and the side. And I am looking forward to seeing you in our next practice together. I appreciate you. I love our YouTube community, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video, which is somewhere below here that will feed into your next screen. Have a wonderful day, and we'll end our class with one Om. You can do your Om laying down, you can do your Om sitting up. Take a comfortable inhale. And maybe you also summoned a pet with your Om. Thank you so much, and Badge and I will see you in the next video. Namaste.